All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? Listen, I get it. I know y'all expect me to, if I don't get anything else right, I got to get the Memphis stories right because I am from Memphis. I get that. I'm not immune to that. So, but I will admit this, before I get into the story, I don't like doing stories like this for a couple reasons. I'd rather not get into why, but this one actually hurts my heart. This one actually hurts a lot. So, back in 2016, now I want to clarify, this is not the shooting in 2017 in which young Dolph claims 100 shots. How the fuck you miss a whole 100 shots? That's not the 2017 shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina. So a year before the Charlotte shooting in North Carolina, there was another shooting in North Carolina involving young Dolph. 2016, Yo Gotti's was in town in Charlotte. Young Dolph was in town in Charlotte. There were clearly issues in the street. I don't know what the hell. I'm not going to get into all that. Here's what we know. There was allegedly 3 of Yo Gotti's guys going after young Dolph at the Hyatt Hotel. Again, I want to clarify something. You know, youngsters going to trial and the police claim he allegedly shot at young Dolph in 2017. This is not that shooting. I was actually in Charlotte that weekend that happened. This is 2016, all right? And this was actually Gotti being in town with his people and Dolph in Charlotte with his people. And man, Keon Wright, this is Gotti's right-hand man. So it was 3 guys that were, you know, in this trial, right? It was Keon Wright, Kevin Thompson, and Derek Bolton. So Derek Bolton went to trial and he was found not guilty of the charges. Kevin Thompson, he pled guilty to numerous gun charges. But Keon, they're saying, which was the main guy involved in this situation, he pled guilty to 5 counts of discharging a firearm into an occupied property, discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle, and conspiracy to discharge a firearm into an occupied dwelling, with 8 counts of discharging a firearm into an occupied dwelling, and a misdemeanor carrying a concealed gun. So they got Keon on plenty. I've actually met Keon once, actually in Memphis during a birthday bash. Was a cool dude to me. Very straightforward, to the point type dude. I hate this for him. For him to plead guilty to this is not a reporting, this is me just guessing. They had a lot against him. I'm guessing they must have had something on camera to prove that this is him. I don't know what kind of weapons they found or what evidence they found, but for him to agree to do 10 to 14 years in prison, you have to believe they had some substantial evidence against Keon and company in this shooting that happened at young Dolph. Like, this is bad. This is bad. And you wonder why we don't hear a lot from Gotti nowadays. I would think this might have a lot to do with it. He's losing people that he's, you know, essentially came in rap with, or had younger people that been in rap with him for quite some time. This is not good. According to the police report, security guards said they witnessed a car trying to make a getaway after 40 to 50 shots were fired into the hotel lobby, and 2 vehicles. This was February 28, 2016. After police stopped the car, Keon apparently hopped out of the vehicle and ran with a rifle and a handgun on him before dropping the weapons and then being arrested at that time. Again, fast forward 2.5 years later, Keon's already in county jail right now. They're going to transfer him into a prison sooner rather than later. And you know what, man? This is sad. I just wish, because this guy has admitted to doing this, he's doing time for this. I guess I can say this without feeling bad about it. You know, there was a time where young Dolph was throwing out little slight disses to Yo Gotti, right? There was a time that this was happening. And I wish somebody I wish somebody with the power and the clout could have stepped in between this and said, enough is enough, Dolph. And it was mostly, let's just call it what it was. It was mostly Dolph throwing the little jabs at Gotti. It was mostly Dolph throwing the jabs at Gotti. Maybe Gotti was sending some mixed messages in the music, but Dolph was sending straight disses to Gotti. And I just wish somebody could have stopped some of this shit from happening, man, because people are getting arrested over this. Like, youngsters really going to trial over this soon. And it just seems like all this could have been avoided if an OG would have stepped in between and, you know, said something. This is very unfortunate. This is not a video that I like to do. I know I have to do it. But Keon Wright, right-hand man of Yo Gotti. I'm sure you've seen a video with Keon in it or a picture. This is Gotti's guy, man. Unfortunately, he's gonna do 10 to 14 years in prison. Maybe he could get out early on good behavior, but the fact that he agreed to this type of sentence is, first off, it shows his loyalty to Gotti, and it's a sad end to a stupid ass beef, man, that never made sense to me. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO. Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.